Good afternoon, everybody. This is Anna Perna Devi with Awakening to Harmony, and I have my really great friend with me doing video today at Katie's Photos on Instagram. Check out her photos, they're awesome. And today, I really wanted to share with you some ideas about some themes that are really important for what is happening right now in this moment with the energetic downloads from the outer realms, and also just the energetics from the astrological point of view. At this time of year, the veil gets very thin. We begin to feel very much like the spirit world or the unseen world is really potent, and we're feeling that on a day-to-day basis much more than any other time of year. I think also it's important to touch on that this is eclipse season coming up in November, so really ramping up to be able to hold those vibrations. That can be kind of intense energy, and it can really press upon us the importance of staying aligned with our true natures. Sometimes we forget that we are not just these bodies, these minds, and these emotions. We forget that we are also spiritual beings. And within that context, it can, at different times of years, it can get very intense, because if we are not paying attention to the spirit world and to our connection to our own spirits in regard to that spirit world, it can feel very overwhelming. We can miss the messages or the cues that our spirit people are trying to bring to us. But staying in alignment with our spirit, in balance with our body and our mind, can really be so helpful during this time of the year. And the theme that keeps coming up for me is this idea of freedom. So freedom is, I think, a word that we sometimes attribute to not being under the control of someone else, or not being under control of a government. But I want to talk about spiritual freedom. And spiritual freedom is really moving into a state of sovereignty within our own spiritual natures. That sovereignty is something that is very different than what religious beliefs will ask of us. So, and this is not to say that religions are bad and that you shouldn't follow your religion you were born into. Absolutely. If it really speaks to your heart and speaks to you on a deep level, that is really perfect. But this is more a conversation of make sure it's also aligning you with your true self, your true nature. And in that, claiming a sovereignty. So I think one of the things that I remember Dr. Beckwith, Michael Beckwith, talk about at Agape down in LA some 17-20 years ago. But I went down a few times down to LA to his church, and one of the things he said is, can we grow up already? Can we mature? We treat the divine as if it was Santa Claus. We ask for things, and we think it's just going to be given to us on a specific day in a nice package with a big bow on top. And it wasn't to make fun of the idea of those holidays that we enjoy, where there is magic and myth with the guy in the big red suit. it is more calling forth for us to move into a state of maturity within our spirituality. No matter if you are a practicing Catholic or a practicing, Hindu, or whatever it is your religion happens to be, can you move into the next level? I think a lot of people forget that when Jesus came, I don't think his intention upon being here was to eventually be worshipped and to be put on a pedestal. I think he came here to show us the way. And that is something that is seen in all of the texts that have been recently, pulled out of the ground. Even within the Nag Hammadi, there are references to a state of being where, Jesus was saying, I'm doing this, and I'm showing you that you can do this too. So I really agree with Dr. Beckwith when he was really calling forth for us to own this state of spirituality, own it, and take responsibility for it. So not just following the rules and sort of skating by with, maybe coloring outside of the lines a little bit. No, staying within alignment of our true beings. And that's a little different than following a set of edicts or rules that were given to us, 1,000 years ago. How can we move into this day and this age in a maturity with our spirits? And so with that said, I wanted to bring in a sister being to talk a little bit about that. So I'm going to be channeling a being from the fifth dimension. Her name is MoonStar, and I'm really grateful for her perspective on freedom. She talks to me quite a lot about freedom. So before we get started, I'm just going to take a little sip of tea. And then, as always, I have my stones that I hold on to. It helps me to keep the vibration. So you'll see me kind of holding these in my lap. So as we begin, I just invite you to join me in taking in a nice deep breath in through your nose. And exhaling out your mouth. And another deep breath. I'm just going to be sitting quietly while she joins me to speak to you about freedom. Hello, It is nice to be here again. It has been a moment or two. I am MoonStar, and I am from the Fifth Dimension, or as some of you refer to us, as the Fairy Realm. Annapurna wanted me to speak to you of freedom. Well, I could speak to you about freedom all day. You see, one of the reasons I came to Annapurna was to help her to remember her free nature. Here in the third dimension, or third density, it is difficult or challenging, as some of you will refer to it. But we all know it is just difficult. There are so many rules and restrictions. There's time delay in all of your manifestations, and you do not get to do what you truly are able to when you are not in this density. When you are in another density, another dimension, you are free. Your energy is not confined. You may decide to create something in one moment and uncreate it in another moment. We know that this is not the reason you come here. There is an agenda. We see this and know this. But living alongside you, just a thin veil away, we see so many of you struggling, living your lives in such doldrums of repetition and there's no joy. There is no light. We invite you to understand freedom as the true state of your being. You are already free. But you come here for the restriction and for the nature of time delay. When you are in that place, you become attached to your creations. And this is not a bad thing, but it is also just a version of reality. It is not all versions of reality. It is only one version. And I invite you to understand that you may look at a thing, a situation, a person. You could look at anything from many different perspectives. Think of yourself as looking through a kaleidoscope, where there are pieces and parts that go together at different times. As you turn it, the picture changes. This is how you can become free, by creating flexibility in how you see things. You are all so righteous in your perceptions of one version. It's all very boring. If
you see it from my perspective, or our perspective from the fifth dimensional fairy realm. We see things in versions of rainbow colors, lights and shadings, and so much beauty. But you see things often in black or white, and then sometimes in shades of gray. Do you understand? Do you hear what I'm trying to tell you? The best way to understand this is to watch a plant grow. Catherine understands this. She is Annapurna's friend that is doing the video, and she understands growth in plants. She watches them and sees the different stages and sees the beauty that is beheld in each stage. You could do that as well. When there is a situation where you see it one way, may invite you to take in a deep breath, move into your heart, walk outside, look at nature, look at anything, and then go back to your situation. Do you see it differently? Do you see it differently? Do you understand that perception can change? You are not shackled to the version of reality within your minds. You're not. You are ultralight beings from the cosmos. You are light beings of tremendous power. And you may access that power even in the low density with which you live currently. How do you do that? I can hear all your voices yelling at me. But how do I do it? I don't know how to do it. Yes, you do. But you must reach within the depths of your heart. You must reach within the depths of your emotions. You must see the beauty that surrounds you. You must focus on that. Annapurna is very, very dedicated to the group Esther Hicks. This lovely woman, she's been channeling this group for many, many years. And what they say does make sense. You must reach for the good feelings. Because in that is where flexibility lives. In that is where you can change how you see things. It is not just a simple one way or another. It is this way, and that way, and that way, and that way. It is so many, many, many ways. Do you understand? Freedom is a state of mind, a state of being. If you are not free within yourself, how can you possibly feel free within the physical density with which you are alive. You are not confined even by these bodies that you live in. And believe me, as I am energetically connected to Annapurna, I would not wish these bodies for anything. They are quite confining. But I also see the freedom with which you can live, even within this density. You simply need to be more imaginative, more creative. Look at your children. What do you do to them? They have imaginations and you tell them no. Be practical. Think logically. Let them be in their imagination. For that is where the power is. You have just forgotten. You think the power is in the money you make or the job you have. It is not. The power is within your hearts and within your minds when you train it. But when you let it go gallivanting about like a bunch of horses without anybody at the rein, then you only have yourselves to blame. Yes, I see that rhymed. That's amusing. You are not amused enough during your days. You must be more amused. You must be lighter. You must see things from a lighter perspective. You all are so very serious about your lives. It really is such a short time that you have it. You might as well enjoy the moment. You might as well enjoy yourself. Which, speaking of enjoyment, Miss Catherine, we still are so amused by your son, Elijah. We love to watch his enthusiasm with everything that he does. Please tell him from us that we are watching, and we are amused and enjoy watching him. Your son, Adam, seems to have a difficult time with that, but he seems to have more ease of it with your eldest son. We see you as kin. We understand you as that. We are happy to see you, and we are happy to engage with you. I think that is all for now. I hope that you have engaged your hearts with these ideas. We do not mean to chastise you or to criticize. No, we only wish to bring you a better version of your existence. We hope that you understand this. Do come visit us anytime. Go to your garden. Look at those flowers. We are there. We are watching. We are dancing with you. We hope that this has been instructive. We hope that it has been enjoyable. We have enjoyed our time immensely, and we would love to engage with you more. If you need our help, if you are heavy and you are hopeless, seek us out in the places of nature. It is where the veil is thin between our dimension and yours. We are here, and you are loved. children of Earth. I always have this eye
We're still rolling.
that gets filled with water. I hope that that was helpful to you. She was on a roll. If you have any questions about this video or about any other videos, I invite you to place in the comments these questions, and I can always refer to and ask whoever has come through, whoever I have channeled, and I can ask them for clarification on those questions. And as always, I appreciate your support. If you would like to support me in this work and creating more videos, I just ask that you check out my banner on my YouTube channel. There are numerous ways to contribute and help me in this endeavor, and I just appreciate every single one of you. I hope this has helped you in your life. I hope this has given you some lightness to think about, and so much love to all of you. So much love. So my name is Annapurna Devi. I am with Awakening to Harmony. Peace and blessings.